What am I going to do?
Come back to work.
Yeah, but I don't get paid for this.
Well, you cleanse your soul by volunteering.
On behalf of Sheriff Carmine Marcino and the men and women of the Lee County Sheriff's Office, good afternoon, and thank you everyone for attending today's Do the Right Thing ceremony for December of 2021. I'm Tony Shaw, Director of the Do the Right Thing program, and we're excited you could join us here live in the board chambers or watching us live on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel right now. We have some exciting stories to share with everyone today, but before we get started, we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and today leading us in that is going to be Evelyn Perez.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Evelyn. All right. Great job. We always begin our ceremonies by acknowledging the school board of Lee County. Chairperson Debbie Jordan with District 4, Vice Chairperson Betsy Vaughn with District 6, Mary Fisher with District 1, Melissa Giovanelli with District 2, Chris Patrica of District 3, Winetta Gittens with District 5, and Kathleen Morgan with District 7. Also, Dr. Ken Savage, the superintendent of schools. We appreciate all they do for our Do the Right Thing program. Let's have a round of applause for the school board and Dr. Savage. And representing Sheriff Marcino and assisting us with our ceremony today is Lieutenant Paul Walsh with our Youth Services Division. Lieutenant Walsh will assist with passing out the awards and the trophies and has a few words on behalf of Sheriff Marcino.
Thank you. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to such a joyous occasion. On behalf of Sheriff Marcino and Lieutenant Walsh, I'm honored to be here today. I wanted to take a moment to thank you, the parents, and the teachers here, because of your efforts as parents and teachers. These kids are all here today.
Thank you, Lieutenant Walsh. Also, you'll see some people with white shirts on. They are volunteers with our civilian support unit. We could not put on these ceremonies without their help. Let's have a round of applause for our civilian support unit. And I'd also like to thank Lieutenant Donnie Fuel, Tiffany Wood with the Lee County Sheriff's Office, along with Dave Alexander and Devin Turk, with the Lee County School District. Now, they are working the cameras and the sound and the lights here today. They're also live streaming us on the YouTube channel, as well as taking still pictures today, which we hope to get to everybody by next week. So let's have a round of applause for everyone who makes this happen. And if you look at the bottom of your program today, you'll see the YouTube channel listed as youtube.com/Lee Schools TV. So those of you that are watching here live today, you can go home and watch this very ceremony on the school district's YouTube channel. We'll hope you'll all subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it is free of charge. Now with us today is board member Gwynetta Gittens, who represents District 5. We are delighted she could join us to share a few words with everyone. Let's have a round of applause for board member Gwynetta Gittens.
Oh, okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, even with your masks on, I want you to say on the count of 3, Happy Holidays, but I want to see your smile over your mask. So I want to see those eyes twinkle. Okay? You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Holidays! Yay, give yourselves a hand. Well, thank you so much. And you saw me talking to our friends up here, and I was talking to the ones that were sitting in my seat. And this young man right here, tell me your name again? Mikhail. Okay. And he is sitting in the Chair Jordan's seat. So his claim to fame, you want to show them what you got to tap? Hold it up and show them. No, yes. Okay, pick up the other piece. Hold it up, and I want you to say, please bring this meeting to order, and tap it 3 times. Very good. That was the thing he wanted to do the most, was to tap that. So Merry Christmas to you. Again, I'm Gwen Gittens. I am on the Lee County School Board. This is going into my 4th year. And if you saw when I came in, I'm sorry I didn't come out and speak to you guys, because you're not as important as these kids up here to me. And I miss the fact of being able to talk with them. We have been through, I think, the most challenging time for education ever. To not be able to see our children, to hug them, to, look them in the eye. And we have so many students that for a year almost did not have that support from school. And you and I both know there are some students that the only time that they have someone looking at them and saying, how was your day? Or how are you doing? Are you okay? Is when they're at school. There are some of our students that only get their best meal when they're at school. They learn from school. So this time in education is so, so very important. I just wrote the December post that's on the website for the board members. And in there I said that education is something that we start a spark. When they graduate and move on from us, education does not stop. How many of you in here went back to school at some time, took a class, whatever? We never stop learning. And I really applaud all of these young people and the parents that brought them today. They're sitting up here because of you, because you taught them what the right thing is. So I want all the kids in the room to stand up. And I want you to give a rousing applause and say thank you to your parents. All right, so that is my time. I thank you. Please have a healthy, safe, and happy holiday season. If you work in any of the schools, we have any school teachers or employees in here? Okay, guys, we got to give them a hand, please. It is not enough, but I say to you, we appreciate you, we applaud you. Get some rest. Don't do lesson plans over the holidays. Take care.
Thank you, Board Member Gwinnetta Gittens. Thank you very much. Also joining us today is Leah Valente. Now, she represents Senator Rick Scott's office. You'll notice the book bags that the students received. They have letters of congratulations within them from local dignitaries, including Senator Scott. So we're so happy that Senator Scott and his office are big supporters of Do the Right Thing. Let's have a few words from Senator Scott's office. Here is Leah Valente.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here today. I cover many counties in Southwest Florida, and Do the Right Thing ceremonies are always a priority to me to get here, and it is solely focused because of you guys. You're our future. You're the ones that will be the me's, or even more importantly, the ones going to Washington, D.C. and making the important votes. And you're the reason for doing all the things that you did to get here today. You make our future bright. You're going to be the moms and the dads out here and generationally telling your kids to do the right thing. So if any of you ever want to go to Washington, D.C., if any of you ever want to go to see Capitol Hill, please feel free to reach out to our office. We do always welcome visitors to the Capitol and to our office to see what it's like a day in the life of a senator or a congressman. But I also echo what everyone else said. Thank you to the parents, grandparents, faculty, SROs, for everything you do to ensure that these kids are making the decisions that they are to be the upstanding kids. So again, I'd like to say congratulations for doing the right thing and being here today, and you deserve everything and more that you get today. Keep up the good work and happy holidays.
Thank you, Leah Valente with Rick Scott's office. I know she has to get going for a big meeting down the road here. We also appreciate the support from our business community. Now, we couldn't do these Do the Right Thing programs without support from businesses, organizations, and community groups. Our two principal sponsors for Do the Right Thing are Lee County Electric Cooperative and Alliance Financial Group. Again, without their generosity, we couldn't honor the students that you see behind me today. So let's have a round of applause for Lee County Electric Cooperative and Alliance Financial Group. And the reason we came today was to honor, again, some outstanding students who've really stepped up and made a difference at their respective schools. So let's get started. Our first award winner today is Chance McDonald. Let's have a round of applause for Chance McDonald. Chance attends Athenian Academy Charter School. His principal is Wendy Lee, and school resource officer is Deputy Britt Smith. And those with Chance can please come forward and we will share his story. Chance is a 6th grader at Athenian Academy Charter School. School Resource Officer Deputy Britt Smith writes, Chance McDonald is a compassionate, caring 6th grade student. He strives to do his best on any task and always says something kind when talking to other students. Chance has demonstrated great acts of kindness by helping younger students find their classrooms since the beginning of the school year. He has walked with elementary aftercare students down the hallway so the students can find their parents who are waiting in the front office. Chance is honest, confident, and willing to go the extra step to do what is right. I am proud of his outstanding character. Chance, thank you for helping the younger kids in your school. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Yamilet Palafox Barejas. Let's have a round of applause for Yamilet. Yamilet attends Athenian Academy Charter School, where she is in the 7th grade. And if those accompanying Yamilet can please come forward as well. Teacher Tara Finger writes, Yamilet is one of our 7th grade students, and she has shown some great leadership in the classroom. She is honest, confident, and inspires her peers. She is always respectful and has shown what a true leader is like, even when no one is watching. Recently in the classroom, Yamilet went to her seat and found a $20 bill on the floor nearby. She saw Deputy Smith in the hallway near the door and promptly went to him and asked him if he would turn the money into the office. Yamilet was not prompted by anyone to turn in the money. She knew it was the right thing to do. Yamilet deserves to be recognized for not just this one act, but because she is constantly doing the right thing. We couldn't agree more, Yamilet. Thank you for doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Evan Janvran. Let's have a round of applause for Evan Janvran. Evan attends Three Oaks Elementary School. His principal is Tammy Lemaster, and School Resource Officer is Deputy William Weaver. Nice smile. Those with Evan today can please come forward as well. Evan is a third grader at Three Oaks Elementary. Teacher Carrie Santinelli writes, "As we know, sometimes it's scary to be brave and stand up when we see something that we feel is wrong. However, in a time of need, Evan did just that. You'd have to know Evan to know that it's not hard to imagine him doing the right thing. Whether it's following the rules or inviting a new friend to join him at recess, Evan is quick to do it. One day, when walking out at dismissal, Evan saw a boy being picked on and pushed by another student. Without hesitation, he put himself between the scared boy and the other boy that was picking on him. Evan quickly told me what was happening and said he would stay between them if he needed to. When I told Evan how proud I was of him, he said, 'Well, of course, he's my friend.' That is so Evan. I am proud of Evan every day, and I know that he'll continue to inspire others with his integrity and his kindness. Evan, thank you for being brave and doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you." Up next is Adrian Quintero Hatem. Let's have a round of applause for Adrian Quintero Hatem. Adrian attends Lee Virtual School. Acting principal is Dr. Martha Iovine, and guidance counselor is Robert Barnes. And if those with Adrian want to please come forward, and we will share his story.
Thank you.
Adrian is a sixth grader at Lee Virtual School. Teacher Heather Riley writes, "Adrian exhibits the qualities of a conscientious, responsible student, always striving to learn more by taking advanced classes and consistently attending live lessons. He is also extremely supportive of his twin sister and her endeavors, assisting her in reaching her full potential. Adrian is an all-around nice and selfless student that embodies the motto, work hard and be kind. He definitely exhibits the qualities of a positive role model for his peers and would benefit from being recognized as a do the right thing candidate." Adrian, thank you so much for leading by example. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we're honoring two students, Carlos Suerta Hurtado and Luis Torres. Let's have a round of applause for Carlos and Luis. Carlos and Luis attend East Lee County High School, where they are both juniors. The principal is Melissa Robery, and school resource officers are Deputy Andrew Asselin and Deputy Russell Bars. And those with Carlos and Luis can please come forward. Teacher Louis Lillard writes, "Carlos is a student in my 7th period Spanish class, and Louis is in my 1st period Spanish class. Both Carlos and Louis have been exemplary students and ambassadors of sorts to new students entering the class. Several students have enrolled in our school from Mexico, Guatemala, and Cuba. Carlos and Lewis have been essential to acculturating and acclimating new students to the class and to the school. Carlos and Lewis have been leaders in the cooperative group I have formed in class. They are kind enough to explain class rules, school rules, and the particulars about our school that only a student can explain to another student. This has led to an easy and flawless introduction to our school student body. The interesting fact about this is Carlos just recently arrived himself within the past couple of months. Because of their ability to acclimate new students and to make them feel at home, I nominate Carlos Hurtado and Luis Torres for Do the Right Thing Awards. Carlos and Lewis, thank you for making your school proud and helping new students feel at ease. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Evelyn Perez. Let's have a round of applause for Evelyn Perez. Great job on the Pledge of Allegiance, Evelyn. Evelyn attends G. Weaver Hips Elementary School. Her principal is Dr. Deborah Noss, and school resource officer is Deputy Michelle Henson. And those with Evelyn can please come forward and share Evelyn's story.
How you doing?
Evelyn is a second grader at G. Weaver Hips Elementary. Behavior specialist Morgan Anderson writes, Evelyn has a student in her class who needs more support academically and behaviorally. Evelyn has gone above and beyond to assist this classmate with understanding the rules, befriending this student, and supporting the student when she is upset or frustrated in class. Evelyn has helped her classmate with multiple assignments, showing her how to complete them, and motivating her friend to keep going even when the friend is struggling. Evelyn's kindness and grace has shown in how she responds and helps her friend, and truly shows how well-rounded and wonderful Evelyn is. Evelyn, thank you for helping your classmate. You are such a very good friend to her. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Rodel Garcia Borrego. Let's have a round of applause for Rodel. Rodel attends Tortuga Preserve Elementary School. His principal is Jennifer Shonak, and school resource officer is Corporal Carolyn Gomez. And those with Rodel can please come forward and we'll share his story. Rodel is a second grader at Tortuga Preserve Elementary. Teacher Rebecca Keck writes, Rodel is an exceptional young man. He is so polite and greets everyone he sees with respect and warmth. I've been approached by several other teachers and staff members that have complimented Rodel on how remarkable he is. One good deed that he performed in the classroom was helping another student reach an important goal. This particular student was really struggling to make their reading goal, and they were not passing their assessments. So Rodel came in every morning, sat with this student, and they read together. This student ended up meeting their goal because of Rodel's help and guidance. I am so impressed with Rodel's maturity and overall positivity, and hope that others strive to follow in his footsteps. Rodel, you are such a role model for your classmates. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Mikhailo Matushin. Let's have a round of applause for Mikhailo Matushin. Michaelo attends Varsity Lakes Middle School and is in the 6th grade. His principal is Dr. Scott Lemaster, and school resource officer is Deputy Robert Rabbit. And those with Michaelo can please come forward. Teacher Jennifer Gaines writes, I have Michaelo for reading every day. Michaelo is a very nice young man who gets along with everyone, but opens up when he is with his immediate friends or when he witnesses other students not being kind to one particular student. I learned that Michaelo had no problem speaking up one day when a bunch of students were being mean to one of my shy, quiet boys. As the students were saying things loudly, Michaelo spoke firmly to stop the students. At this time, Michaelo began befriending the boy and even asked if the boy could move his seat to Michaelo's group. Ever since then, Michaelo tries to include this boy in all the different things that we do in class. Michaelo, thank you for sticking up for others. It's the right thing to do, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Isabella Valdez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Isabella Valdez. Isabella attends Pine Woods Elementary School. Her principal is Leslie Gunderson, and school resource officer is Deputy Latima Murray. And those with Isabella can please come forward. Large group with Isabella today. That's great. Isabella is a 2nd grader at Pine Woods Elementary. Principal Leslie Gunderson writes, Isabella takes our motto, kindness is our superpower, very seriously. She exudes kindness, positivity, and patience all day, every day. Isabella has become a mentor to a student in her classroom who has special needs. She ensures everyone feels included and important. More people need to have hearts like Isabella. Isabella, that's such a nice thing you did to help mentor another student who could really use your help. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Jenna Moses. Round of applause, please, for Jenna Moses. Jenna attends Pine Woods Elementary School, where she is a 5th grader. And those with Jenna can please come forward. Principal Leslie Gunderson writes, Jenna was very excited to get a spot on our morning news in the first rotation. She memorized her script and does an excellent job. A fellow student in her class also secured a spot, but not until a later rotation. That student was upset as by the time his rotation would come around, he and his family would have moved out of the school. On her own, Jenna sought me out to inquire if she could give up her spot to the student who was moving. What a kind, compassionate kid. Jenna, thank you for thinking of your classmate first and making sure that he could appear on the morning news as well. What an unselfish move. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Alexander Collins is next. Let's have a round of applause for Alexander Collins. Alexander Collins attends Orange River Elementary School. His principal is Casey Starrick, and school resource officer is Deputy Alan Bryant. And those with Alexander can please come forward. Alexander Collins is a fourth grader at Orange River Elementary School. Teacher Craig Carney writes, while walking back to his classroom after lunch, Alex found money on the floor. Without hesitation or a second thought, he picked up the money and gave it to me. Alex, as the line leader, was the first to enter the building and had plenty of time to stash the money in his pocket before I could see him. But this would be out of his nature. Alex has a strong sense of fairness. In whatever he does, Alex ensures that all involved are treated fairly. If a problem arises, Alex does everything within his power to remedy the situation. Thank you, Alex, for doing the right thing with found money. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Alexa Ebersol. Round of applause, please, for Alexa Ebersol. Alexa attends Lexington Middle School. Her principal is Kristen Bueno, and school resource officer is Deputy Patrick Sellers. And those with Alexa can please come forward. Alexa is an 8th grader at Lexington Middle School. Teacher Elena Beecroft writes, Alexa is a student that truly exemplifies our school-wide expectations and contributes positively to our school community day in and day out. She is conscientious and does the right thing consistently and thoughtfully. Recently, Alexa saw something on social media that she felt was unkind and unjust. When she became aware of the social media page that was posting videos and images of other students in an unfavorable manner, she took immediate action and brought it to the attention of the student services team. Lexington is incredibly proud to have Alexa as part of the Lynx family. Alexa, thank you for having the courage to bring something forward that you knew was not right. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Diaria Wills. Let's have a round of applause for Diaria Wells. Diaria attends Tortuga Preserve Elementary School. Her principal is Jennifer Shonak, and school resource officer is Corporal Carolyn Gomez. And those with Diaria can please come forward. Diaria is a kindergartner at Tortuga Preserve Elementary. Teacher Valerie Schuff writes, Diaria deserves the Do the Right Thing award because she has shown genuine kindness and concern to several of her classmates. The example of kindness that I am nominating her for is when a student was crying and very upset after leaving her mom in the morning to come to school. Diaria saw the student crying and talked with her and told her it was okay to miss her mom and that she would see her again after school. Diaria then held her hand and walked her to her classroom. I have personally seen Diaria comfort fellow students on many occasions, from when they are sad about not getting a good score on a computer lesson to when they fall down on the playground. Diaria is always there to show compassion and share a smile. I think she does a great job of doing the right thing when it comes to caring for others. Diaria, thanks for being so grown up and helping others around you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Sophia Hernandez. Let's have a round of applause for Sophia Hernandez. Sophia attends Tortuga Preserve Elementary School and is in the 3rd grade. And those with Sophia can please come forward and we'll share her story. Teacher Joyce Martinez writes, I recently had a student who moved here from another country that came with nothing, clothes, school supplies, etc. One of my students, Sophia, noticed that the other student didn't have much and asked her mom to help support his family. Her mom reached out to ask if it was okay if they helped support the family and bought him 2 new uniforms, socks, undergarments, headphones, and a nice sweater to wear. My student immediately smiled, and although he didn't understand English or what I was saying, I could tell that this made him very happy. Therefore, I nominate my student, Sophia Hernandez, for caring about her peers and ensuring that this boy felt cared about and was happily included in the new classroom culture. I couldn't be more proud of a little girl that facilitated help for a truly needy student. Sophia, thanks for teaming up with your mom to make a difference. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we have Ty Polikoff. Let's have a round of applause for Ty Polikoff. Love it. Ty attends River Hall Elementary School. His principal is Jody Palakis, and school resource officer is Deputy Ed Vandal. And those with Ty can please come forward, and we will share his story. Ty is a 5th grader at River Hall Elementary School. Staff member Sherry Upshaw writes, I just wanted to share a story about how wonderful 5th grader Ty Polikoff is. A couple of weeks ago, a staff member had a rough few moments regarding an unfortunate situation. Ty came to me and asked me to please check on the staff member because they seemed like they were crying or visibly upset. I know we're all trying to be strong and never let anything get the best of us, but we're still human, and we go through emotions of the reality of life, and our hearts break or tears fall over an unkind word or event. I just wanted to share with you just how wonderful Ty was and believe that he should be nominated for the Do the Right Thing Award regarding humility and others, especially adults who are supposed to be the ones with strength and resolve. Ty Polikoff, thank you for showing that strength and compassion even during tough times. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And finally, we're honoring 2 students, Jimmy Clef Bernard and Colt Conley. Round of applause for Jimmy Clef and Colt. Jimmy Clef should be on the right. There you go. Jimmy Clef and Colt attend Mirror Lakes Elementary School. Principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officer is Corporal Chad Heineman. And those with Jimmy Clef and Colt can please come forward, and we will share their story. Jimmy Cliff is a 5th grader at Mirror Lakes, and Colt is in the 1st grade. Principal Amy Bobeck writes, Jimmy Cliff and Colt were made aware of a weapon on the school bus. They informed the bus driver and the administration at the school immediately. Jimmy Cliff and Colt were compliant and offered detailed statements of what they witnessed. The brave actions of Jimmy Cliff and Colt led to a quick stop to a potentially dangerous situation. Jimmy Cliff and Colt, thank you for reporting what you knew and keeping everyone at your school safe. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you.
As the lead detector in that investigation, those boys' bravery was second to none. So thank you, boys.
And just a reminder to subscribe to the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. And again, you can watch a repeat of today's ceremony from your home anytime, day or night. Now, for anyone who would like to participate in a group photo, we're going to have everybody up here in just a minute. And we'll get a lot of photos to the parents to take other photos as well. Finally, I just want to thank everyone today for attending and for watching us live on the YouTube channel. Finally, let's give one big standing ovation for our students today.